Hello everyone, you have Royce here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature another cultivar coming from the species of trifasciata. And the name of this cultivar is Laurentii Silver. So it's known in the market as Silver Laurentii, or it's also known by another name which is Stover, because this specific cultivar was discovered by Hermione Stover. So the other name for it is Stover. But the proper name for it is Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver. That's the preferred proper name for this specific cultivar. Um, Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver came to be because one Chinayan thought that before Laurentii are a separate species from trifasciata, but then again, when you leaf propagate Laurentii, you'd end up with the green form or the basic form of the species trifasciata. So they are part of the trifasciata species, and under it are the cultivars of Laurentii and the Laurentii Silver. So that's how the name came to be, Laurentii Silver, because they thought Laurentii was a species before. Then it has a cultivar on its own, which is silver. That's why it's called Laurentii Silver. But now, since we know that it's part of the species Trifasciata, so the proper way to say it, or the idea of it, is Sansevieria Trifasciata Laurentii Silver. That's the proper way of saying the name of this cultivar. In the market, it's called Silver Laurentii, which is inverse of the proper way of saying it, but the most preferred way of calling it is Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver. So this is only a preview of what we're going to discuss regarding the characteristics of the plant. In a bit, I'll be getting some tools to measure it, so we can talk about the characteristics of the plant itself. Right now, we're just giving off a brief description of how the name came to be and who discovered it. So it was Hermione Stover. The other name is Stover. Alright, so in a bit, we'll be showing you the characteristics of the said cultivar. Alright everyone, so we're back and we're still discussing Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver. So we'll discuss the characteristics as promised. So what you see in front of you right now, I'm focusing on the juvenile leaves of Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver. You can see that it is whitish, the base coloration or the middle part. That's not a variegation. That's not a variegation. It is the base coloration of the specimen itself. On the sides, you'll see that there are variegations on them. They're called marginations. So the marginations are not very bright yellow in color. They are creamy in color. So I'll show you later on, or in the future episodes, which ones are really bright variegations of yellow. Right now, what you see on trifasciata Laurentii Silver, they're not very bright yellow in color. They're creamy yellow, so to speak. So going back, the juvenile leaves are whitish. Then when they become older, as they become older, the leaves darken up to a pale green. I'm saying pale green because I've already shown you previous trifasciatas. I've shown you the trifasciata green form, which is the normal green in color. I've shown you cultivars of black coral and black gold. They are the dark green forms, very dark green on the matured leaves, even in juvenile leaves. What I'm showing you right now, I refer to as the pale green clones. So pale green clones, as we make videos about pale green clones later on future episodes or the next episodes, I'll be featuring other pale green clones such as Silver Queen, and then Sansevieria trifasciata, Argentea. Argentea means argentum, or that's silver in your periodic table of elements. So silvers, like I mentioned, are pale green in color, so that's a comparison between the new leaves and old leaves. We'll compare the back part of the leaves. That's the back part of the leaves. So they are still pale green in color, not normal green or dark green, just pale green. So this is the front of the leaves. Front part of the leaves are known in botanical term as adaxials, and then back part of the leaves, they're known in botanical terms as abaxial. So adaxial for front part, abaxial for the back portion of the leaf. In terms of the smoothness of the surface of the trifasciata leaves, they're all the same because they're one species, so they're smooth in to the touch overall. Abaxial, adaxial, back part of the leaves, front part of the leaves, it doesn't matter, they're all smooth to the touch. Tips are still the same because we're talking about trifasciatas. Tips are brittle. Like I always mention, be careful when dealing with the tips of trifasciatas, because if you accidentally touch them, they're too brittle that they break upon accidentally touching them. So that's one of the examples of tips breaking for Sansevieria trifasciatas. And here's another one that's accidentally touched. It's too brittle, so it's broken leaf tip now. Just keep in mind to be cautious enough when you're dealing with the leaf tips of Sansevieria trifasciatas. In terms of care level, I would say if you already have an experience of growing the hard leaf types of Sansevierias, you would say that soft leaf types, especially trifasciatas, are a little hard to take care of compared to the hard leaf type trifasciatas, believe me. So with regards to Sansevieria trifasciata, Laurentii Silver, care level is an expert level, and that's sad to say, because you have to watch out for the moisture, you have to watch out for the rains, 2 days of succeeding rains. You have to put them back to shelter or have them positioned under a roof, because if they are subjected to 3 days, 4 days, 5 days rain, then you'd be expecting fungal infections on some of your leaf parts. That's to mention the brown spots, that's to mention the core rot, that's to mention the root rots. So they are trifasciatas. In reality, they are not hard to kill. They're easy to kill if you put them in a location where they don't like. So comparing them to the other Sansevierias, hard leaf Sansevierias that I've grown, the hard leaf, they're very sturdy. You can leave them under the rain, shine, doesn't matter if you're sure that they don't have pests on them. The hard leaf type, they will survive in rain or shine condition, even if it rains 5 days or more. However, for trifasciata, especially with this cultivar, because this cultivar is considered a highly variegated cultivar, Sansevieria trifasciata, Laurentii Silver, they are uh, extremely variegated. If you just look at the variegations, they're almost 50% of the leaf part. So watch out for those types, because if you make a mistake, you'd end up having fungal spots or brown spots on the trifasciata leaves. So if you know that it's going to rain for more than 2 days, keep in mind that you have to put them back to where there is a roof, under a roof where it can be protected from being subjected to too much rain. And they need the soil that they are in, it needs to dry up before it can take uh, watering again or rain again. So they have to get rest. They can't take a 3 day succession of rains. You can't subject them to that, because for sure you'd be having brown spots. So I guess we have discussed every or all the characteristics of Sansevieria trifasciata Laurentii Silver. By the way, let me show you before we end the video. All trifasciatas, the variegated ones, I have shown you that there are lines, thin lines on it. It's normal, so other people might think it's a mutation or something. No, it's not. It's just the same cultivar. It's normal on every leaf. They don't have it. On some leaves, they would have it. They would have it there, here, and there, but not all parts of the leaf. In here, you also see them, so they're not mutations. They're still the same cultivar. It's normal for trifasciatas to have that very, very long, thin line. They are a variegation, and they don't merit to be named a different cultivar, or they're considered as already a mutation. So I think this is it for this episode, and if you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, everyone.